Sony's PlayStation has some killer exclusives like The Last of Us, Marvel's Spider-Man, and God of War. Since God of War came out in 2005, it's been a top-tier hack and slash game with awesome mythological stories. But guess what? Some of the best hack and slash games aren't just on PlayStation. The Nintendo Switch has its own amazing lineup, and that's what I'm going to show you today. So, if you enjoy the content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Devil May Cry's Dante is the ultimate hack and slash hero, easily outclassing most protagonists in the genre. Kratos from God of War might be the only one who can rival him. The Devil May Cry series has been a cornerstone of hack and slash games since the early 2000s, thanks to its stylish combat and memorable characters. It's a bummer that Devil May Cry 5 isn't on the Switch yet, and there's no news if it ever will be. However, you can still enjoy the first 3 games, which were ported to the Switch recently. Despite being older, they hold up well, especially with their fast-paced, combo-heavy combat. It's proof that awesome gameplay never really gets old. If you're a fan of hack and slash games, these classics are definitely worth revisiting. God Eater 3 might not scream hack and slash at first because of its heavy RPG elements, but don't let that fool you. Once you get past the RPG stuff, you'll find a super fun and well-designed combat system. It's all about taking down massive creatures, known as origami, in intense action-packed battles. The combat is fast-paced and really satisfying, especially when you master the mechanics. Sure, the story isn't the best, it's pretty mediocre, but the combat and difficulty level more than make up for it. You'll be hooked on the thrill of taking down these giant monsters. If you're into games that mix RPG elements with hack and slash action, God Eater 3 is definitely worth checking out. Give it a shot and see how you like it. Dead Cells may not have the flashy graphics of the latest God of War titles, but it's still a visually appealing game in its own right. The 2D art style is charming and suits the game's straightforward but fun hack and slash combat. What really sets Dead Cells apart is its mix of roguelike and Metroidvania mechanics with a sprinkle of Souls-like difficulty. The plot isn't anything special, but the gameplay more than makes up for it. The levels are procedurally generated, which keeps things fresh and challenging every time you play. The combat is smooth and satisfying, and the variety of weapons and abilities lets you tailor your playstyle. If you enjoy a good challenge and replayability, Dead Cells is definitely worth checking out. Attack on Titan 2 is one of those games that really pulls you in from the start. It's got a straightforward plot and tons of epic action scenes that keep you hooked. The early hours are especially intense, capturing the same energy and excitement as the anime. If you're into games like God of War where you take down massive enemies, you'll probably enjoy slicing through gigantic titans here. The combat is super smooth and feels great, making every encounter thrilling. The art style might not be everyone's cup of tea, but if you can get past that, there's a lot to love. It's a great way to experience the Attack on Titan world, whether you're a longtime fan or new to the series, definitely worth checking out. Titan Quest is a classic that still holds its own, even after 15 years. Sure, the graphics might be showing their age a bit, but the gameplay is as solid as ever. The support from THQ Nordic for over a decade has definitely helped keep it alive and kicking. However, it's a bit of a bummer that the Ragnarok and Atlantis expansions aren't included with the Switch version and have to be bought separately as pricey DLC. Despite that, the base game is still packed with content. Much like God of War, Titan Quest dives deep into mythology and delivers some fantastic hack and slash action. If you're a fan of mythological adventures and satisfying combat, it's definitely worth checking out. If you're into Musou games but not really into Zelda, Fire Emblem Warriors is definitely worth checking out. It's developed by Omega Force and Team Ninja, the same team behind Hyrule Warriors, so you know you're in for a solid experience. Instead of fighting with Link and other Zelda characters, you'll be battling it out with heroes from the Fire Emblem series, which brings a fresh twist to the classic Dynasty Warriors formula. But if you want the OG Musou experience, you can't go wrong with Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires. It plays smoothly on the Switch and offers the intense intense hack and slash action fans love, plus a cool look into Chinese history and folklore. Whether you stick with Fire Emblem or go straight to Dynasty Warriors, you're in for some epic battles. Diablo 3 is an interesting one. Whether you think it nails the action RPG vibe or not, most people agree that its hack and slash gameplay is spot on. The Switch port is awesome too, with many calling it the best version. If you're mainly playing on the Switch, that's great news. Sure, the graphics are a bit dated now, but the combat system is still fantastic and probably one of the best you can get on the Switch. While it doesn't quite match up to God of War in all aspects, the combat in Diablo 3 is definitely a standout feature. For fans of hack and slash games, it's a must-play, and if you're into action-packed gameplay, you'll have a blast with it on the Switch. Plus, the portability of the Switch makes it easy to jump into the action wherever you are. If you haven't tried it yet, I definitely recommend giving it a go. Torchlight 3 might not blow you away visually, especially when compared to newer games, but it does have some solid quality of life improvements thanks to coming out nearly a decade after Diablo 3. These updates make the game a bit easier to navigate, but they also slightly impact the combat experience, making it feel less cohesive than Blizzard's classic. On the bright side, Torchlight 3 offers some decent customization options and a much more vibrant game world. However, if you're someone who prioritizes intense, satisfying combat, you might actually prefer Torchlight 2. It might not be as polished, but it definitely delivers a more thrilling hack and slash experience. So if you're after some serious action, the predecessor might be the way to go. The latest God of War game shifted gears, focusing more on story and visuals than the intense combat of its predecessors. While it's a stunning game with a great narrative, some fans miss the days when Kratos was all about the brutal action. If you're one of those people, Dark Souls Remastered might be right up your alley. Dark Souls isn't just about hacking and slashing your way through enemies. You've got to be strategic with every move, and yeah, you're going to die. A lot. But that's part of the fun. Mastering the combat is incredibly satisfying, and every boss fight feels like a true test of your skills. Each boss has its own unique challenges, much like the gods Kratos took down, making every victory feel earned. If you're up for a tough but rewarding experience, give Dark Souls Remastered a shot. Hades has taken the gaming world by storm, winning numerous Game of the Year awards. Developed by Supergiant Games, this roguelike offers a fresh take on mythology with its unique storytelling and gameplay. You play as Zagreus, the son of Hades, trying to escape the underworld and reach Mount Olympus. The hack and slash combat is super satisfying, and you'll face off against gods and mythical creatures, which feels a lot like the action in God of War. The game's vibrant art style, combined with its gripping narrative and challenging gameplay, makes it stand out from other titles. If you're into mythology and love a good challenge, Hades is a must-play. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this top 10 list, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more awesome gaming content. Let me know in the comments which game is your favorite or if I missed any must-plays. See ya!